Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I am a little bit under the weather, so my sound is a little bit gone. Let's talk about books. It's almost 2024. These are some of my favorite books from last few years that I can read. I mainly started reading non-fiction since 2020. That's when I got exposed to. I was spending a lot of time online, and I got exposed to a bunch of non-fiction books. I used to read a lot since I was a child, but it was mostly fiction. And at around 14, 15, I lost that habit of reading because I did not study in a school that promote reading. So I was solely focusing on my studies and scores rather than reading fiction. But in 2020 I found books again. So these are my five favorites that basically changed the trajectory of my life. When I say they changed my life, it doesn't mean that one day I woke up all different. It's more like an idea or thought that got stuck in my brain, and it gradually started influencing my decisions in life. I'm not going to bombard you with all the books that I've read so far. I always link all of my favorite books and their Amazon link in the description. You can check that out. Number one in my list is 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. This book basically changed the wiring in my brain and my preconceived notion about life and work and investing and things like that. The book goes through the idea of the new rich taking mini retirements and living a life that you don't regret. It's a different way of approaching life and building a business rather than working in your young adult years and retiring at 65 or something when you have arthritis and you can do anything. It's a different kind of thought, and that really got stuck in my brain. Tim Ferriss has an amazing podcast and his blog, and he has a lot of articles that are like excellent. You can check them out. I already mentioned his podcast in my favorite podcast video. Forever Work Week is a really good read for people who eventually wants to start a business, or people who seek a little bit more freedom and autonomy from their life without sacrificing happiness and fulfillment in life. Book number two, The Almanac of Naval Ravikant. Naval Ravikant is a he's more like a modern philosopher. Listening to him makes you take a pause. If you feel stuck in life, this is a book that you can invest your money and time into. Actually, he has a podcast, How to Get Rich by Naval Ravikant, which is a compilation of his speech storm, and that particular podcast is really good. It's almost around 3 hours, but it's really good. It's about building your skill, business, personality. It's all a little bit philosophical. That's how he approaches things. So the book explores topics like investment, compounding, networking, but all in a more abstract and philosophical way. And it's a really good read. Book number three is Show Your Work by Austin Kleon. And this particular book is a very small book. You can finish that in like 1 hour or so. It has a bunch of really good tips for creators or anybody who does creative work. It's about how to share your work, how to create a system. It helps you to create a system. It's a really good read if you are somebody who's interested in creative work, or you can apply it to your hobby or whatever you like. It's a really good read. Next one is Storyworthy by Matthew Dick. The author is a world class storyteller. I was listening to this book mostly when I was traveling. It's so entertaining because author is very funny. The book explores the art of storytelling through his experiences, and he clearly explains how to craft a good story and how to grab the attention of your audience. I think storytelling is an amazing skill that's that can be used in any area in your work, your social interactions. It's an amazing skill to have. This is an amazing read, especially if you are a writer or content creator. Book number five is Deep Work by Cal Newport. The idea of deep work. This book is for people who mainly for people who do knowledge work, like engineers, creators, teachers who works with their brain a lot. This book basically gives you a way to work without context switching. It helps a lot in retaining and saving energy for the important things. And basically, if you do this every day, there will be a huge difference in your output at the end of the year or at the end of the quarter or whatever you wish. These are some of my favorite books I have read so far. You can definitely check them out. If you don't read a lot, you can definitely start now. It's a new year. You can start a new habit. You can adopt a new medium like Kindle or Audible. I don't really read physical books anymore. I use Audible and Kindle mostly. It works for me. You can adopt a method you like. If you like this video, you can watch a video about my favorite podcast that I have done a few months ago, I think. All of my favorite books are linked down in the description. You can get them. If you have any suggestions, please comment down below. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.